Students, in the previous session, we discussed about an electric dipole. A pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance constitutes an electric dipole. So, you have a pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a distance 2L. This distance 2L separating the two charges is what is called as dipole length. So, distance separating the two charges is called as dipole length. O is the center of the line joining the two charges. So, in fact, this straight line passing through the two charges is called as dipole axis, and it is always directed from, by convention, it is considered that it is always directed from negative charge towards positive charge. Then we understood about electric dipole moment, which is represented by P. It's a vector quantity. It is the product of magnitude of either charge and the dipole length. It is a vector quantity. So, it is always directed along the dipole axis. I told you dipole axis by convention is said to be from negative charge to positive charge. So, vector P is given by Q into 2L, magnitude of either of the charges and the dipole length. P cap is a unit vector along the dipole axis. The SI unit of electric dipole moment is Coulomb meter. Then, today we will consider deriving expressions for electric field due to a dipole at two different positions. One, by considering a point along the axial line of the dipole, that's also called as end-on position. So, axial line means it's the line joining the center of the two charges of the dipole, and which can be extended on either side. But remember, the point is to be considered along the dipole axis. Along the dipole axis means from negative charge to positive charge along the same direction. That means like this. Along the same direction, the point P has to be considered. Also, the next case that we will be discussing is about equatorial line, which is also called as broadside on position or perpendicular bisector. So, here equatorial line is the line which passes through the center of the axis of the dipole perpendicular to the axis. So, you will have a line passing through the center O perpendicular to the axis. So, if you consider a point along that line, then we call this line joining the center of the axis of the dipole to the reference point as the equatorial line, which is also called as broadside on position. I remind you, in case of an electric dipole, the net charge will be 0, but the net field, electric field, will not be 0. Okay. Today we will start with the first derivation. First we will consider deriving an expression for electric field at a point on the axis of the dipole. That's what we call as end-on position or axial line. So, here you have a dipole. You have two charges minus Q and plus Q placed at points A and B. These two charges are separated by distance 2A. 2A is the dipole length. O is the center of the line joining the two charges. So, distance from A to O is A and O to B is also A. Totally 2A. We have considered our reference point as C, which is along the line joining the two charges, but in the direction of the dipole axis, that is from negative charge to positive charge. We are interested in deriving an expression for electric field or resultant field at C due to these two charges minus Q and plus Q. So, the distance from O, that is the center of the line joining the two charges, to the point C is R. So, if I consider the distance from A to C, then I can say, see, A to O it is A, then from O to C it is R. So, it should be R plus A. Whereas, if I am considering the distance from B to C, then it is R minus A. Okay. So, electric field at C due to the charge minus Q. Remember, field at C is due to both the charges. So, first we will consider the electric field at C due to the negative charge Q. So, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by this distance AC square, which is also equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by AC may be written as I have already told you, R plus A. So R plus A whole square. But if you think of a unit positive charge at C, that unit positive charge at C would be attracted by minus Q. Therefore, the direction of the electric field at C due to minus Q is along CA. So you should say right along CA. Then electric field at C due to plus Q. That is, I have called it as E2 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by BC square, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R minus A whole square. See, BC is R minus A. So R minus A whole square. Now if you think of a unit positive charge at C, then that unit positive charge at C would be repelled by the charge at B. Therefore, you should say the direction of the electric field at C due to this plus Q is along BC. See, E1 and E2 are the electric fields at C. They are acting along the same straight line but in opposite direction. So the resultant of E1 and E2 is got by subtracting the two. But is it E1 minus E2 or E2 minus E1? Remember, it is greater minus the smaller one. So you can identify here that the electric field at C due to plus Q should be of greater magnitude compared to the electric field at C due to minus Q, because plus Q is close by to C. Thereby the distance will be small, so the denominator will be less, hence the electric intensity will be more. So electric intensity at C due to plus Q, that is E2, is more compared to the electric intensity at C due to minus Q, that is E1. So when you think of resultant at C, it is E2 minus E1. So E is given by E2 minus E1, as E2 is greater than E1. Now vector E is E2 minus E1. So E equal to, you know that E2 is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R minus A whole square, as we have got here, minus of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R plus A whole square. See, in both the terms, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught and Q are common. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q into Q of 1 by R minus A whole square minus 1 by R plus A whole square. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q into, see, LCM would be R minus A whole square into R plus A whole square. And numerator would be R plus A whole square minus of R minus A whole square. But if you simplify this, R plus A whole square minus R minus A whole square, see, R plus A whole square is R square plus A square plus 2RA minus of R minus A whole square is R square plus A square minus 2RA. So if I expand this, R square plus A square plus 2RA minus R square minus A square minus of minus plus 2RA. So R square gets cancelled, A square gets cancelled, 2RA and 2RA gets added up, leaving behind 4RA in the numerator. Also in the denominator you have R minus A whole square into R plus A whole square. R minus A whole square into R plus A whole square. This is similar to A minus B into A plus B, which will be A square minus B square. So R minus A whole square into R plus A whole square may be written as R square minus A square the whole square. So continuing, E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q into, numerator we had got it as 4RA, denominator as R square minus A square the whole square. But I have rewritten this, Q into 4RA may be written as 2 into Q into 2A into R. See, if you multiply all these, you will get back this Q into 4RA, 2 into Q into 2A into R. What is the need of writing so? Because Q into 2A is nothing but the dipole moment P. So it is 2P, 2, this is P into R. So E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 2PR divided by R square minus A square the whole square into P cap, where P cap is a unit vector in the direction of the resultant field. Resultant field is of the one of greater intensity among E1 and E2, which is E2, that is along BC. Then we have to know what is a short dipole. A short dipole is one in which A is much less than R. That means in this diagram, see, this is A. If this A is much less than R, A is the distance from the center of the line joining the two charges to either of the charge, and R is the distance from center of the dipole to the point under consideration. So if A is much less than R, specifically speaking, if R is at least 5 times greater than A, then the dipole is said to be a short dipole. So in case of a short dipole, see in this expression, if this is a short dipole, you can neglect A in the denominator. When you subtract A square from R square, if A is much smaller than R, A can be neglected. In that case, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 2pr by R square whole square, which is R to the power of 4. And this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 2p by R gets cancelled, R cube. A is being neglected. This is the expression for resultant intensity at point P due to a short dipole. So with this we have discussed the case of the resultant electric intensity at a point along the axial line of the dipole, which is also called as end-on position. Now we will consider the next case, the electric intensity due to the dipole at broadside on position. So here we have it. Expression for electric field at a point on the equatorial line of the dipole, which is also called as perpendicular bisector or broadside on position. So you can understand here, I have considered a dipole. Charges plus q and minus q are placed at points A and B. O is the center of the line joining the two charges. That is, O is the center of the dipole. I have considered the reference point C here along the perpendicular bisector of the axis of the dipole. So this position of C is called as the broadside on position or a point along the equatorial line of the dipole. Now we are interested in deriving an expression for electric intensity, resultant electric intensity at C due to a dipole at A and B. So electric field at C due to minus Q. See here you can observe this is the line BC which joins the charge minus Q to C, and the line AC joins the charge plus Q to C. So the dipole length is 2A. The distance from A to O is A, and again from O to B is also A. So here you have a right angled triangle. R is the distance of the point C from the center of the axis of the dipole. So from Pythagoras theorem, if you calculate this AC or BC, AC or BC will be equal to root of R square plus A square. So electric field at C due to minus Q, this will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by BC square, this distance BC square, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by, you know that BC is root of R square plus A square. So square of root of R square plus A square. So square and square root gets cancelled, leaving behind 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R square plus A square. But see, if you think of a unit positive charge at C, that unit positive charge at C would be attracted by minus Q. Hence the resultant field will be, or the electric field at C due to minus Q is along CB. So it is along CB. That's what I have written here. Then electric field at C due to plus Q, that is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by AC square, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by AC is again root of R square plus A square. So square of root of R square plus A square. that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by square and square root gets cancelled, r square plus a square. If you think of a unit positive charge at C, that unit positive charge at C will be repelled by plus q. So the field at C due to plus q will be along AC. Now we have to consider calculating the resultant at C due to E1 and E2. E1 is due to minus q, E2 is due to plus q. So we have called the angle made by these lines joining the axis of the dipole, the lines CB and CA with the axis of the dipole, as theta. So if this is theta and this is theta, here the angle between E2 and E1, it's an exterior angle in a triangle. You know that the exterior angle in a triangle is equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. So it should be E and E, theta and theta, it should be 2 theta. Since E1 and E2 are equal in magnitude, the resultant E will be exactly between E1 and E2. So the angle between E2 and E will be theta, and E1 and E would also be theta. So now if you think of resolving E1, since here you have theta, E1 cos theta will be in this direction, E1 sin theta will be in this direction. Similarly, if you resolve E2 cos theta will be in this direction and E2 sin theta will be in this direction. Observe, E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta are equal in magnitude. They are acting along the same straight line but in opposite directions. Hence, they get cancelled away. Whereas, E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta are equal in magnitude. They are acting along the same straight line in the same direction. Hence, they get added up. So, the resultant field at C, that is E, is got by the sum of E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta. But remember, E1 is equal to E2. So since E is E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta, since theta is same in both the cases and E1 is equal to E2, you may write E as 2E1 cos theta. E is 2 into E1 is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r square plus a square into cos theta. Consider the triangle OBC. If you consider cos theta, you know that cos theta is adjacent side by hypotenuse, a by r square plus a square to the power of half. Root of r square plus a square is r square plus a square to the power of half. So cos theta is OB by BC, adjacent side by hypotenuse, which is a by r square plus a square to the power of half. Substituting back in the expression for C, expression for E is 2 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r square plus a square into cos theta is a by r square plus a square to the power of half. See here r square plus a square to the power of 1, here it is r square plus a square to the power of half. Since the base is same, the powers can be added. 1 plus half will be 3 by 2, 1 and half will be 3 by 2. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q into 2a by r square plus a square to the power of 3 by 2. 1 plus half is 3 by 2. But we know that q into 2a is p, the dipole moment. Therefore, E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into p by r square plus a square to the power of 3 by 2 into p cap, where p cap is a unit vector in the direction of the resultant field E. Here you can observe the resultant field E is the parallel to the direction of the dipole axis, but directed opposite to that of the dipole axis. So the dipole axis is always from negative charge to positive charge, but the direction of the resultant field is directed from positive charge to negative charge. So for a short dipole, again, you know what is a short dipole. A short dipole is one in which case R will be much greater than A. So for a short dipole, R is much greater than A. So A will be neglected here. In this expression, A will be neglected. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P by R square to the power of 3 by 2. So if it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P by R square to the power of 3 by 2, 2 gets cancelled. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P by R cube into P cap. Again, a P cap is a unit vector along the direction of the resultant field. So this is the expression for the electric field at a point along the perpendicular bisector of the axis of the dipole, which is also called as the broadside on position, or a point along the equatorial line. Okay, so we have learnt two important derivations in this class. Students, I hope you can follow these two derivations. If you have any doubt, you can just drop your queries into the WhatsApp group. I will try to clarify it. Thank you. We will continue our discussion in the next session.